Hello, welcome to episode 5 of the All Pods podcast. I'm Alan, this is Paul.
Hello.
Episode 5 doesn't feel like we're at 5
I
already.
was just
It's
thinking
gone pretty quick.
5.
Yeah. I mean, we've got about fucking 5 views between all 5 episodes. But never mind. Let's start doing a bit of news first to start with. Before we start, remember to like, follow, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, please. First bit of news is, I didn't send you it actually, so you might not have seen it. They released the first poster of Carl Urban as Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat 2.
I didn't even know they were making another one.
Neither did I, because the first
I
one was
forgot.
absolute dog shit.
It was dreadful. Yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea at all.
Yeah, it was crap. But yeah, I didn't even know Carl Urban was starring as Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
And I thought, when I seen it, I like him. I think he's good in everything. But I feel like he's a little bit old to be playing Johnny Cage.
Yeah, true. It might be might be a different timeline. Might be a bit later in the day.
Yeah. And I've certainly never seen him do any kind of big elaborate fight scenes.
It's certainly not like Kung Fu or anything. Yeah.
No, I certainly can't imagine him doing the splits and punching somebody in the nuts.
Yeah. I might be old Johnny Cage. Might be sort of old wise.
Yeah, teaching the youngsters. I mean, the first one was absolutely fucking horrendous.
Yeah, there's a lot of cock-ups on that. Like, a lot of
Yeah, it
stuff
was.
didn't make
And
sense.
do you remember when, before it launched and they released the first 10 minutes and it was the
Yeah, it was Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight, wasn't it?
yeah, and it looked absolutely fucking brilliant. And I thought,
did, yeah.
this is going to be great.
Yeah. The trailer was good. The trailer was
The
brilliant.
trailer was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie was just shit.
Yeah. There was a lot of, like, the casting was good, like they all look great. All the characters look great. The wardrobe, like the character design, it was brilliant. And the story was mad. Absolutely mad. Like how
Yeah,
they
it
all
was
had a
batshit
superpower
crazy.
each. Like, and Kano's superpower was laser eye.
Yeah.
Like, just give him his normal metal eye, like,
Yeah.
it was weird. And Jack's got his arms ripped off, so they give him some metal robo arms from the army. And then his Mortal Kombat superpower was just upgraded arms. How does that work? Like, it's not even a superpower, that's just technology. I'd say my superpower was the internet or something. It's just crap. It seemed like it was written by people who just didn't know anything either about the games or just how anything would work, really. Just, yeah. It was just very strange. It was a
mad.
weird film. And the main character's special power was getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, getting absolutely rinsed.
Yeah, he just got beat up and then he got armor when he got beat up. It was odd. And yeah, and Goro jobbed. He just got his ass kicked within 20 seconds.
That was ridiculous. I've got no kind of drive or excitement or anything about the second one. Like I say, it's not even been on my radar at all until I seen that poster. They re-released the original from the 90s, just for the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was something else that, yeah. I love Mortal Kombat. The original film. It makes, it doesn't bear any resemblance to the games, really.
No, not at all.
But it's great. It's such a time capsule. And some of the casting's very questionable, like Raiden, Christophe Lambert, all very odd. One of the things that I always mention it is how the music from that Mortal Kombat theme tune, it's never featured in a single. It was only in the film, and it's never featured in a single game after that. It was never the theme tune or anything. It was just for the film. But it's the first thing that comes to people's minds every time.
Yeah, every time. I was thinking
think
too, like that too, that remind me of that in the same kind of vein as the Mortal Kombat one.
Mm-hmm.
And Apollo 440 from Lost in Space.
God, yeah. That was an era of like great movie soundtracks.
That was brilliant.
Like music for the film specifically, not just
brilliant.
like getting whatever rap music is in the charts these days and slapping that. They would make like music for a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to watch that Lost in Space movie. I've never watched it.
Oh, I bet that's rough. I bet that's aged.
It must be 20 years since I watched that movie.
I mean, when did that come out? We'll have still been teenagers. We'll have been in school when that come out.
Oh, easy. I bet. If I had to hazard a guess, 2001?
No, before that meant. I'm going to say...
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to say 97.
Oh, God, that is old.
I mean, it's a bit of a guess.
God, that makes me feel old.
1998.
1998.
Yeah.
Shit.
Aye.
Nearly 30-year-old.
Yeah, yeah. Good grief.
Well, there's a reason we're called the Old Pods.
I say that again. But it was a banging soundtrack. That like.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah. What else? What else had a good soundtrack like that? Charlie's Angels. That was great and all.
That had a great soundtrack, yeah.
I think they did. I think Apollo 440 did the Charlie's Angels soundtrack as well.
Who was it? It was Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu,
Drew
and
Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
Stop the rock.
Stop and Rock.
Stop the rock. Yeah, Charlie's Angels they did as well. Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, I'm not so keen to go back and watch Charlie's Angels again, but I'll definitely
Oh,
listen to the
Charlie's
soundtrack.
Angels was great, man. You kidding? Bill Murray
That's
and
debatable.
Crispin Glover, and it
Which
had
one's Crispin Glover?
Crispin Glover. Come on, it's George McFly.
Yeah,
He's the,
George
what do they
McFly.
call him? The creepy thin man or something, or the creepy pale man or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Because yeah, and he has a fling with Lucy Liu. He has a little
Yeah, doesn't he do that
fancies
creepy
her.
scream or something at the end when he's fighting because he doesn't speak?
Yeah, he doesn't speak. Yeah, and I think they beat him up a bit, and he screams. Yeah, and I think he grabs the hair and he smells it or something.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a bit of
yeah.
an odd bod.
I'm going to go back and watch Lost in Space though. It might be really painful to watch, but I'm going to
I
give it a
think
go.
it'll have aged. Yeah, I know some of the effects were very like early computery stuff. That little yellow fucking monkey thing that they find,
Oh, yes, 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 yeah.
the little alien. I bet
Yeah.
that's aged.
Well, we'll soon find out. Queue it up, add it to the list. Okay, next bit of news is, I mean, this will surprise absolutely nobody, but Dave Bautista has said he's done with the character Drax, unless James Gunn asks him to come back and do it again.
Oh, all right. Well, he's lost tons of weight now, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I think
loads.
he's gone
Yeah,
really thin. Yeah,
yeah,
he's looking to extend his lifespan.
yeah. But I was watching an interview with him, and he said, obviously, it looks quite shocking when people see him. But he's still, in comparison to like a normal guy, he's still a big
Oh, he's still
unit of a
massive. Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's still a big guy.
he's just lost loads of bulk.
Yeah, well,
And he
it's
said,
just all.
I feel great. I'm moving better. I'm feeling healthier.
I mean, he was a pro wrestler and then he was a movie star, like a big guy movie star. You know, I mean, it's you can't sustain that forever because it's not natural. I mean, it doesn't matter what anyone
No,
says, it's not natural,
yeah,
and it's
I
you can't
mean,
keep it
it's
up forever. I mean, you see it all the time. You know, like bodybuilders and all these, you know, like wrestlers, sportsmen and stuff. They all die relatively young, so you can't blame them
no,
because
no.
it
Good on him.
puts
Good
a
on
lot of
him.
pressure on the body.
And he looks good. He looks good. He looks trim. He looks in shape. He looks healthy.
I think he's great. Like I'd like to see him in more stuff. I think he's really good. He was good
Yeah,
in
I
that.
do.
What's it called? The cabin knock at the cabin, knock on the cabin door or something.
No, no.
I think it's a Shyamalan one where it's based on a book, and
All right. Okay.
I don't know if you know the story. It's a couple and their daughter they go to a cabin like on a little holiday in the woods, and a bunch of people turn up there, and they say that that the family has to choose to kill one of one of the family members. You know, like the three people. They have to make a choice to kill one of them to save
For
the world,
Christ.
because like God's punishment, like stuff's happening, and they don't believe them at first. They think they're crazy people, but I think they put the telly on, and there's like tidal waves and stuff, and like sort of, you know, it's looking like it's real. It's
Fucking hell.
yeah, it's pretty tense, and Batista's one of the guys, like one of the people who turns up at the house, and he's really good at it. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I'll give him a go. I enjoy him in everything he's been in. Really, obviously he's great as Drax. I enjoyed him in Blade Runner.
I think he was the best bit in Blade Runner.
Yeah,
That
he was great in
section
Blade Runner.
was that beginning section was the best bit of it of the whole film. I thought it
I
went
think he
downhill
did
after
great
that.
in June. He was good in June.
Yeah, God, yeah, he's Raban.
Yeah, so I'd happily see him in more. Certainly like to see him in more A-list roles.
But I think he'll probably turn up in loaded James Gunn stuff, won't he?
Yeah,
He seems like the kind of
yeah,
guy who keeps his cast
I'm trying to
tight.
think. I was just thinking, just as you said that, it kind of triggered a thought process to who he would now, particularly since he's lost a little bit of weight, but still quite in shape. And he's not a young guy, is he? He's in his 50s,
No,
isn't he?
yeah,
I'm right in saying
I
that.
think he's yeah.
Yeah. Who could he play in the DC world?
I'm not really that hot on. I'm not really that up to speed on DC guys. That's more your
No,
cup
I
of
think
tea.
he'd be good as a bad guy.
Oh yeah,
You
definitely a
know,
bad guy. Yeah,
or maybe Freeze. He might do a good Mister Freeze.
yeah, yeah. You're not wrong there. I think that's actually be a pretty good shout
Yeah,
because he does that. Yeah, he does that sort of quiet.
yeah,
He's
quite
yeah,
imposing, isn't he?
yeah, a bit sort of restrained and a bit sad. Like in that cabin in the woods one, he's quite sort of he's very sorry about it all.
Hmm.
He's because he's been called to do this job by God, and so he's like very apologetic about having to make the family do it, and yeah,
Yeah,
he plays it really well. Yeah, it's a good
yeah,
shout that
yeah.
man.
That sounds right up Freeze's street. Like
There we
Freeze
go.
is a villain out of necessity, or to him out of necessity anyway, to try and save Nora. It is Nora, his wife, isn't it?
Aye,
I think so.
that's it. Job sorted.
Yeah,
Get his
yeah.
people on the phone.
Said it here first. Tell
Tell
James
him he's got
Gunn.
the job.
Yeah, I don't want much commission. Just give me like 5%. Yeah. Okay, so next is news that you are not going to give a single fuck
Oh, here
about.
we fucking go.
Next is they have in the new Dragon Ball show. Remember Dimer I was telling you about? Where they get turned into kids?
Oh,
They've
right.
now made it canon and transformed Goku into a Super Saiyan 4.
They've what? I don't understand any of that.
So, you know Dragon Ball Z, obviously
Aye,
Dragon Ball Z. And then it went to Dragon Ball GT
right.
in the 90s. And then Dragon Ball GT, he turned into a Super Saiyan 4, where he grew his tail back, his hair went black, he grew red fur, and everybody thought, well, a lot of people thought it was great, a lot of people thought it was crap because it changed the Super Saiyan form too much. But it was never considered canon because it was GT. And Akira Toriyama, I don't think, had much input in it. Daima is Akira Toriyama's last show before he passed away, God rest his soul. And he's transformed him into Super Saiyan 4, so now it's canon. Albeit he's a kid and he's transformed. But all the Dragon Ball nerds, including myself, were high as kite.
That sounds rad.
I told you wouldn't give a shit.
I couldn't give a fig about that.
Yeah, but that's that. Anyway, so that's big news. Big news for Dragon Ball fans.
Big news.
Um, Next is there's been some. Oh, this is disappointing. This has gone from me being excited or a little bit upset. They released the first set photos from the making of or the filming of the new He-Man movie. I sent them over to you to have a look
Yeah.
at. What were your first thoughts?
It looks like his face has been put on his body, like
Yeah,
with computers or something. I don't know if that's because he's bulked up really fast or something, like for the role.
possibly. Yeah,
But I mean, his hair. At first, I was like, "Why is he wearing a pink shirt? It looks weird." But obviously, Adam wears a pink shirt in the
Adam
in the
wears a pink
cartoon.
shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, his hair looks alright. I thought the sword looked good.
Did you see? I thought the sword looks plastic.
I didn't particularly look at its material, like like
Yeah.
the construction sort of thing of it. But I like the design of it
The design of it's
because it
great. The
looked it
design of
looked
it's
like
bang on. It's
like the
exactly it is the
yeah
original. Yeah.
it looked just
It
like the
just
the power sword, but with like it had
yeah,
a couple of little touches on to make it look like it was real and so like
and
had a
it's
bit of patina on sort of thing.
yeah. Obviously, it's a prop and it's like a set photo, so it could just be plastic that they're using as a prop.
Yeah, for swinging about. Yeah, for like
Yeah,
movement. Yeah,
exactly. But it just looked really plasticky. My
yeah,
my biggest takeaway from it, from looking at it, was that it looks like it's set in the real world, so to speak. Like the police are
yeah,
arresting him.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. I thought that as well. I didn't think they were going to do a full on Eternia thing. It'll cost too much. They have to build sets. Why they don't build sets now? They do it just in green screen, don't they? But
Yeah,
I think that's too much hard work for people these days. I think it's just everything's just Sarah on Earth. It's the
yeah,
Doctor Who thing. We've got all the time and space, but let's go to London.
yeah. I would have liked to have seen it being set in Eternia.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. but I knew we weren't going to get that. That was never going to happen.
Yeah. Anyway, that was that.
The cast looks good. I'm not feeling Jared Leto, but he's
Got,
probably just going to be a voice, I imagine, because he's a skeleton. He's going to have a skeleton face. If it's just
I
him
don't
with
know. I
like
think
with a little bit of makeup on, I'm going to be fucked off.
no. I think the other way. I think they'll chuck him in, and it'll be him. We'll see.
Yeah,
Who was the guy that played him in the Dolph Lundgren one?
Frank Langella,
Frank Angela.
absolute
He
legend.
loved that role.
That was amazing. That was honestly, he played that so well for a film with so many problems. He was not one of them. It was amazing.
Yeah, yeah. He chewed up every single scene he was
Yeah,
in.
yeah, aye, yeah. He was having the time of his life,
Definitely.
and he looked great as well. The makeup was good. He looked like a skeleton, like a living skeleton,
Yeah.
and the wardrobe was amazing as well. Like everything, he looked like a wizard, but like a techno wizard.
Yeah.
It was like the whole thing was a mix of like magic and technology, wasn't it?
Magic and technology.
That sort
Yeah.
of that vibe. And I think they got all the costumes. I think in it were great. It was all spot on. I thought, but yeah, Skeletor stood out. He was amazing in it.
There's another one I've never seen in decades.
Yeah, it's let down a bit by the ending, the fight at the end, but it's well known that they ran out of money, they ran out of budget, so they just had to do they had to do a bit of a rubbish fight scene where it was just
Yeah, should wrap it up quickly.
gently swinging swords at each other, and it was like it was a fight in a dark room essentially. But yeah, I think in an interview with Frank Langella, he said there was a big long fight scene, like a proper sword fight, between them.
Yeah.
And they had to cut it because they just ran out of money. There was no money left. Studio wasn't going to put any more up, so. But yeah, it was a shame because I thought it was a great film. The Cosmic Key.
The Cosmic Key. What was the tune? The tune used to get, it was like an earworm, wasn't it? Got stuck in your head.
Yeah. Da, 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 da,
I don't think that was it.
Yeah.
It was like Gizmo's theme, wasn't it? That used to get stuck in my head. I used to walk around
Yeah,
all day.
I can hear Gizmo's theme in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't picture it now. But if I heard it, like that'd be it. I'd be whistling it all week.
I've got it in my head, but I'm not humming it for you. You take the piss.
Yeah. Was it? Dun, 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 dun? Oh no, that was the fucking Green Power Ranger.
Fucking.
Was that was his little magic dagger
his
flute,
fucking
wasn't it?
flute.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that was Green Ranger. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Well, that was another one anyway. That's another earworm.
Hey.
Fuck, it's gonna put my head in that. Never mind. I'll listen out for it later. Moving on. A couple of trailers came out that caught my eye this week. The Accountant 2, its first trailer dropped with Ben Affleck and oh my god, what's his name? The Punisher, Frank Castle.
John Bernthal.
Yes, yeah. I enjoyed the first one. I can't really remember that much about it, but I remember it being quite good, quite entertaining. And the trailer for this one looks good.
I think it looks very different to the first one. I've not seen the first one for a while. So I need to rewatch it.
I feel like the first one was a little quieter.
Yeah,
it had a
the
little
first
bit
one
more
was
build.
more of a from what I remember, it was more like a character study of him rather than the action and the world that he was in. It was more about the man himself, whereas this seems more action packed and a bit more.
It seems very action
about the
packed.
world we live in. Yeah, looks good. I think it looks really good. The new one. I don't know if Ben Affleck look strange to you in it? Have they put some makeup on him to make him look older or something?
I don't know if they've put makeup on him, but I definitely think I don't know if it's just the way he's acting and just trying to be very restrained and kind of emoting and kind of putting emotions
he just looked
across.
A bit old at times, I'm not old, but I don't know. He didn't look like Ben Affleck. But then I've not seen him in much lately, so none of us are getting any younger.
No. Yeah, but that was the first trailer I'd seen that I like the look of. I like the action in it. I like the banter and the to and fro between. How do you pronounce his name? Is it John Bernthal?
I think is it Bernthal or Berenthal or something?
Berenthal. Anyway, the dynamic between those two looks really strong. So yeah, that's on my radar. I'll be keeping an eye out for that coming out.
Yeah, it'll not be a cinema job, but I think I'll watch it.
Yeah,
the first one was enjoyable, and I like that character of because he's like is he autistic or something or
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, he's got. I know he's because he mentions it in the trailer. You know, it's because of the way you are or something. But in the
yes,
first
yeah,
one, there's a scene he listens to death metal and hits himself in the legs with bats and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like
it's
conditions his
pretty.
shins with the thing.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
The next trailer is Until Dawn. I've never played the games, and I'm never going to play the games after watching that trailer because that trailer was freaking horrible.
He's soft shite.
It was, it was, it was rank. I
Oh,
was shitting
that.
myself watching the trailer.
Oh, you're a fucking Mary.
It was fucking awful.
I thought it looked decent. Yeah, just looks like a daft horror film, like a teen horror film romp.
Yeah, it just it looked a little bit like, or give me a little bit of feel of 13 Ghosts, but I couldn't
Yeah,
quite
it's
figure out what the story is, isn't because I was too busy trying to
hiding
concentrate
behind
and
the
make myself
couch.
watch the fucking screen. Do they get stuck in the house and they're in a time loop like Groundhog Day, or?
That's pretty much it. Every day it seems to be a new way to die.
Yeah,
It's yeah. The first one is like a slasher, like a dude in a mask kills them all with a
yeah,
knife, and then
yeah. That one was bearable. Like that doesn't bother me that much.
yeah, and then
It
the
was
next
all the
one
other
was like a
crazy
witch or
shit that I
something.
didn't like.
Yeah, there was a witch, and it looks like there's some like monstery things, you know, like
Yeah,
some little creepy golem looking fellas. I never played the. I played the first game for maybe an hour, a couple hours maybe, and then I tapped out. I think it was on like what is it, PS Plus, and my PS Plus ran out, and I didn't bother getting it again.
yeah,
It was enjoyable. It's like a movie. It's like playing a movie. There's a lot of like choices. You know, you make a choice, and then that progresses the story in a certain direction.
okay,
With regards to the characters, you know, you like some characters can die or survive. It's one of them where you sort of it's like a choose your own adventure. You know,
oh yeah, I know what you mean. Is it like is it becoming human or something like that? It's kind of quite similar.
yeah, it's like a movie that you make the choices in, and you
Yeah,
you do the discussions and some of
yeah,
the actiony scenes and stuff. It was good. It certainly wasn't bad. Yeah, I just never finished it, but I think it looks all right. The trailer looks
yeah. I mean,
looks like
that's
a
definitely one for you to review.
daft bit of fun. We like that Cabin in the Woods. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's good. That's funny.
I think it's going to be that vibe. You know, like a bit funny, a bit spooky.
Yeah.
You
Oh
can
well,
do it,
I'd watch that
mates.
if it's like that. I'll let you watch it first, and then I'll
All
fucking
right, yeah.
decide. And the
Jeez.
last bit of news that I've got is that Deadline have reported, so I think it's in quite early days, that Sean Levy, the guy from Deadpool, Wolverine, and the Adam Project, and I think he did Stranger Things as well, has started talks to move forward with production of a show called The Forgotten Realms, which is based in the Dungeons and Dragons world. I think it might be quite interesting. And I'm saying quite a lot today. But but
But
I like the last movie. I like the Chris Pine movie.
what the Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was great. Yeah, it was loads of
yeah.
fun.
Just do more of those.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of them Dungeons and Dragons like in that world with them characters. I
Yeah,
thought
they were
I thought
great.
it was brilliant that first film.
It was great. It was the kind of thing I put on. I didn't make a cinema trip to see it, but I put it on, and I thought, this'll kill an hour or two, and I was fully engrossed,
Mm.
absolutely engrossed. It just came out of nowhere a little bit.
Yeah, oh, it was brilliant. It was like one of them classic Sunday afternoon movies
Yeah,
when you were a kid that would come on. You know, like that kind of Flight of the Navigator, or that
yeah.
kind of
It was
vibe.
just really, really good fun.
Kids and adults can both enjoy it.
Kids and grown-ups love it so.
Yeah,
But anyway, that's the news. That is the news.
this is the news.
Remember to like and follow and subscribe,
These
people,
jingle
please.
ments.
Again, I've wrote it down now. I've wrote it down so I can see. I don't write it
Have
down
you
now.
have you done the jingle theme tune?
No, but the jingle
No.
theme tune now is the Green Ranger
I
tune.
was just going to say, where is it? It's the Green Ninja Flute.
Yeah, I'm gonna record myself going duh, 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 duh. And then every time I say like and follow, I'm gonna press play, and that's gonna play in the background.
Yeah, you're going to program the minds,
Yeah.
so that every time they hear that in daily life, which is all the time, you're going to think of you.
Yeah, be like a trigger. Like they'll hear it, so we go da, 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 da. Oh fuck, subscribe. Yeah. Okay, under a couple of reviews. The first one and I think we're going to have different takes on this because I seen your message in our group chat earlier on. Is episode 4 of Invincible, and apart from a little dip in the middle, I thought it was the strongest episode of the season.
I mean, I'll be honest, I can't really remember much of episode 2 and 3.
Yeah, well, 2 and 3 were a bit of a wash. 2 and 3 were the down points. The first one obviously was
Yeah,
the
first one was
strongest
good. Yeah,
one.
first was strong.
Yeah, in the White Room, and I think this one started, and I enjoyed the battles with Immortal in the future. And then it dipped and it got like they were all about the love story between Adam and Eve and Invincible, and that kind of lost me a little bit. And I thought, oh Christ! And then the titles came up, and then it ran and it cut back to Omni Man and Alan the Alien, and I thought that whole section of it was great. Like, just give me more of that.
I think that's maybe something that the show writers don't really want to admit, is that Nolan is the most interesting character
Yeah,
in all of
yeah,
Invincible. I don't like Alan that much. I get that he's not comic relief, but he's like the nice guy character. But
yeah.
the constant jokes get on my nerves. It's a bit of levity here and there's all right, but it's just all the time. And I think it just becomes a bit irritating.
I don't know. I quite like the balance. And I was super excited when he opened up and Battle Beast was in the cell.
Yeah, that was yeah. I mean,
And I hope, like, because obviously at the end of the episode they drifted off in different directions in space. I want more Battle Beast. Put more of him in there. Put more of Battle Beast ripping the Viltrumites to bits. That I
yeah,
really
I
liked.
just the whole bit with the Immortal going into the future and then coming back. I don't know. I'm guessing it happens in the comics, but it just seemed rushed.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It was over quite quick.
They just needed to inject something into the middle of an episode to brighten it up a bit. Like to keep people awake, because it was getting deathly boring at that point.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
even
don't know
then, they managed
if
to
they're
make
setting
it
it up
boring.
to, because obviously Immortal's still going to work, and I say this every week. It's Cecile or Cecil or however you pronounce his name. Immortal's still one of the guardians of the globe, isn't he? I don't know if it's just a precursor for a bit of bad blood or a bit of tension between Mark and the Immortal further
Yeah,
down the
yeah,
line.
true. I mean, there's already plenty of tension between them anyway. They fucking hate each other.
This is true, but I don't know if it'll make Mark step back because he's still not fully really committed to anything, or if it's going to make him step up a little bit and go, I've seen the kind of
Yeah,
world that you'll get if you kind of take control.
yeah. That's true. They need more Nolan, Alan stuff, less Mark and Eve. It's the Mark and Eve stuff's like, I mean, just come on.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not really bothered about
I
that.
know teenagers. I'm guessing these teenagers. I think they're still teenagers, aren't they? Like 18, 19 or something.
Don't
I
know.
know teenagers are awkward, but God, it's just like it's so slow.
Yeah,
It's and I think that's for me that's one of the problems with the show. I find is that it's like slow fast, slow fast. The boring stuff takes forever, and the fun stuff is over in a heartbeat. Like the fights are
yeah, like that
so
action sequence at the end, the bit of the show that I liked the most.
yeah. It wasn't
It
very
was
long,
the end tag, and it was done super quick. And I
and
thought, keep going, give me more of this.
a lot of it was talking. Like, and I think it's to save on money for animation.
Yeah,
It kept cutting to like Alan making like little comments and jokes and stuff. And it's like it's these things. Viltrumites. They're supposed to be like ultra warriors, and the super fast, and the kill in a heartbeat. They're the perfect killing machine. And
yeah.
you've got like a little 10-second break for Alan to make a little comment. It's like sort of life and death stuff, but it's you know let's pause for a little joke. And
Yeah.
is it just bad writing, or is it because it saves them a few quid on animation? Because I think the animation's getting pretty poor in it. It
Well,
seems
obviously
it
we
seems to
spoke
be
about
getting
this
it
this
seems to
last
be
time
getting
as
worse
well.
by the week.
Yeah, and I've seen since we talked about it, I've seen loads of reels and little shorts pop up where people are like highlighting the bad animation, and you can see like the cell frames of the characters cutting out a shot and half their arms going missing because it's out of the cell frame.
Yeah, it's really choppy at times. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
And for a show about like really super fighty.
it shouldn't be difficult though. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a particularly detailed artwork that's in it.
That
It's
yeah,
very
that's
kind of
that's it.
simplistic, like kind
Yeah,
of flat colours.
yeah. I could understand like because when I first saw it, I thought, Jesus, this is a bit flat. Like you
Yeah,
say. But I thought, oh, maybe that's just so that when the action kicks in, it doesn't get too liney. It's not all
Mm.
like
Yeah, yeah.
Spawn's like all mega crosshatchy. Like that kind of look. Um, then the animation can keep up. Because I thought they were going to go to computer stuff for the animations.
Hmm.
Keep that style, but use computers to like do maybe like camera pans and stuff to keep it all smooth while you're moving around.
Hmm.
But it doesn't. It's just it's very flat. It's just all flat and like slow and choppy. If you're gonna have fights that aren't particularly that dynamic, then make the animation better. And if you're gonna have crap animation, at least use the money saved to do the action good.
Yeah.
It just I just you see some really brilliant fan animation these days,
Oh, fuck me.
and it's
There's
done
some.
by like one guy in his bedroom,
Yeah,
and then you've got like Amazon Productions, which this is because costing friggin' millions. This, and it's just cheap, cheap, cheap.
yeah. Some of the fan animations out there at the moment are just fucking
I saw I,
unbelievable.
I saw one the other day where it was, and I meant to send it to you, but it was one of them where it was like on a reel, and then the friggin' thing, he screen locked, and then it reloaded to someone
Yeah, and then
else.
it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone
Yeah,
into the ether forever, and it was two. It was like two guys fighting another guy. I don't know if it was an anime or if it was just a fan thing, but the animation was unbelievable in it. The way they moved, and
yeah,
it was like really grand scale, and just fluid, and it looked like really heavy. Like the hits were like high impact, like
yeah.
it was so
Powerful.
good. And then you watch Invincible, and they're supposed to be like friggin' Kryptonians, and they're just having like slap fights.
Yeah,
And they put a bit of blood in it. And every now and then somebody gets like an eyeball punched out or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
But it just lacks a bit of pizzazz. Yeah, yeah. I'll stick with it for now, but it's getting on my nerves a bit.
I'll keep going. Like I say, I enjoyed that episode. I enjoyed the last part of that episode. If they keep going like that, I'll
No,
be
yeah, like I
happy.
said, Nolan's great. Nolan's watchable.
Nolan's fantastic to watch. Yeah, I mean
He's
he's
just He's a very conflicted character, and it's
yeah,
yeah, you want to like him, but you can't because he's done terrible things and stuff.
because yeah,
Yeah, he's a good character.
interesting, interesting. Okay, the next review I've got. Oh well, back episode 4. So I'd give episode 4 like it's like a 7.5. I think.
Yeah, I'd go 7. Yeah,
I think I'd give the first episode an 8. So maybe it's not the best review, but stronger than 2 and 3 definitely.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So the next review that I've got is I finally got round to watching Venom: The Last Dance,
What do we think?
and that film is fucking completely disjointed.
Dreadful in it.
Oh, it's just I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know
Yeah,
what they were thinking.
a lot of very confusing stuff in it.
But yeah, like loads of confusing stuff, like loads of little bites and bits of story that I didn't need to progress the movie or to move anything forward. It was just kind of like, we'll show this and we'll tell this part of the story because you might want to see it or you might want to know about it, but it's not really going to develop or move the action any further forward. It's just going to be there. Like the
Yeah,
whole part with the doctor who got struck by lightning with her brother. I thought,
yeah, yeah.
why am I seeing this? Why am I spending 15 minutes watching this?
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, they obviously setting her up as the next Venom character or symbiote character, because she gets away
Yeah.
at the end, doesn't she?
Oh yeah.
So they setting her up for Fear's fucking boredom of whatever we're on to at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see? Did you see what I meant? What I mean about like it looks as though Tom Hardy just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Did you get that as well? Because it just struck
Yeah.
me.
Very much
He
so.
was there, just like right. What are my lines? It was such a
Yeah.
phoned in.
He seemed very checked out for a lot of it.
Totally, yeah. It was a completely unbothered performance.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't blame him at all.
Oh, I mean, it's money in it, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And I really like Tom Hardy as an actor as well. I think he's good in pretty much everything I've seen him in. But I mean, that was just poor. It was poor.
yeah,
There was
and
loads of bits that just annoyed me as well when I was watching it. Like you've seen a little bit of a while ago compared to like me, but when they fall into the rapids, and obviously Brock falls in first, and then literally straight after the symbiote jumps in to chase him. But for whatever reason, the liquid in the rapids can't fucking catch him. and they're chasing underwater for about fucking 10 minutes of the symbiote trying to catch him.
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember this bit.
Oh my
It,
god! And
it's
then
so
they catch
exciting.
it. They catch the liquid. They catch the liquid symbiote
Uh
in the water with a net.
huh. Get the net. Get the big net.
With a net.
I honestly can't remember that bit. That's how thrilling it
Oh
was.
my, oh my days! I couldn't believe it. I thought, what the fuck is going on here?
The bit that got me was, and I know everybody probably loved it, but it was the fucking Mrs. Chen dance scene.
What that it
I,
was
al-
absolutely pointless.
I always think if they put like a musical number or a dancing bit in, let's just have some dancing. As soon as I say that, I'm like, right, you've run out of ideas. That's it.
Yeah, it
You're
was
filling
pointless.
time. You've
Well,
got no ideas.
at first I thought about it because I thought the only reason they've because the alien that was after the Codex could only see it when he was in his full form.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, they've used it as a plot device. So if he goes in his full form to dance, then it's going to be the alien's going to rock up there. But then the alien rocks up, stands right in front of him. He goes back to his human form, and the alien who can track this codex across the fucking planet, across the universe, doesn't realise that it's still the same fucking person standing in front of it. It just bewilders me. And then the military comes in and takes him away and shoots Eddie in the chest, and then the symbiote jumps from the girl with a Christmas tree on her, who again, no fucking idea who she was or why she was getting so much screen time, or how she even got a hold of Venom, jumps back onto him, and he pops up and takes the form, and the codex there again. And I thought, well, what was the point in doing the little dance and dragging the alien over there when you know it's going to have to go back on ready there to heal him? I was just,
It
oh, it was
was
just all over
the
the
whole thing
place,
was just very disjointed, and yeah, it
all over the
it
place.
seemed like they ran out of ideas. I don't think
Yeah.
they had. I don't think they had any ideas left for it.
Yeah, and I knew straight away as soon as you seen in the beginning for like the 30 seconds or whatever it was when the general or whatever kind of military person he was went to the acid bath and and they made a point of highlighting this super acid in the container. I thought
I mean, yeah, that was
that's gonna kill the aliens at the end, isn't it?
yeah, that was obviously what was. I know they do it a lot. There's a name for it. I think Chekhov's rifle or something. Yeah, that was obvious.
The pluses for me, and I mean, there's not. I'm saying there's not many of them. That's not true. There's bits that definitely made me laugh. The bits that definitely made me chuckle were Risa fans. I thought was really good in it.
Yeah, yeah, his family was funny. Yeah,
Yeah, it was funny. Some of the banter between um, Eddie and Venom made me chuckle, made me laugh. The horse bit really didn't really land for me, and I thought that was meant to be a big funny bit of the movie.
that was just for the trailers. That yeah.
I quite liked how they portrayed it when when Venom went, and then he kind of woke up in the bed at the end and was like, "Hey, buddy, you there?" or just said, "Hey, buddy," or something. And it was quite sad, and I found myself quite sad about it not being there. And I thought, all right, okay, that's hitting the mark of where it's meant to be. But then I went into this like montage of him walking through the city of flashbacks,
Mm,
and I just thought, "No, I don't need to see that. Like I've seen the movie, so I know what happened."
yeah, it was. They were just filling. They were padding it out. They were just padding time. Yeah, I thought it was very poor.
What did you think of Null? I thought Null was wasted fucking time
Again, just for the trailers. Yeah, he
just for
did.
the
He did
trailers,
nothing. He did
just for
not.
the
He was
trailers.
barely there. It was just
Yeah,
a name to put in the trailers. It was a bit of it was a bit of a bait and switch, really, because we never got anything of it.
no, no. And when you're eventually seeing his face in the end credits scene, when he like spoilers, when he looks at the camera, it looks fucking shit.
It's just generic spooky man, with like
Yeah,
sharp teeth and stuff. I know that's what Null looks like. It was nothing. The whole thing was a fart in a frock. It was not. It's the whole film seemed to exist purely just to make like an action-packed, exciting trailer full of stuff, and then you watch the film and none of it materializes. Null's barely in it. The horse thing
no.
is like a scene. You might as well
Yeah,
have taken the
literally a
taxi.
scene. Yeah,
Yeah, there's like the song and the dancing bit with him and Mrs. Chen. It's not even done in an interesting way. It's not like Venom dreaming, like a dream sequence. It's just happening.
yeah, it's just there.
It's there because it's there because a snippet of it looks good in a trailer, and they've got no other ideas about what to do in the film. What's his name? The British guy who's the cop, who the Adam captured.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Like he just did nothing. He like what was the point? Stephen Merchant. Is that his name? No, that's the tall guy. Oh man, fuck me, I'm forgetting his name.
I can't remember. I know who you mean though. I know who you
Yeah,
mean.
what was the point of him in it? He didn't do anything, and he's a great actor, and he just dropped a couple of lines in the cell, and then you got 8 at the end. It was a rock solid 5 for me.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Now better.
I'm a 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about as strong as it gets. Okay, on to the next bit. One more bit before we do overrated and underrated. So today I ranked the Spider-Man movies in images on TikTok. Go check it out and like and follow at the same time. Da, 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 da. But I'm going to run through them with you now and see if you think I'm right, see how far off you think I am, if there's any change. So there's 10. My 10th place Spider-Man movie, the worst of the bunch, Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, it was rubbish.
Yeah. My 9 is Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, rubbish.
8 is The Amazing Spider-Man.
All right, yeah, the first one. Yeah.
The first Andy Garfield one. 7 is Spider-Man Homecoming.
Which one was Homecoming?
The first one with Tom Holland when he kind of after
Oh,
Civil War.
with Vulture.
Yes, with Vulture. Yeah. 6 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, first animated one.
Yeah.
5 is Far From Home with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah.
4 is Across the Spider-Verse,
Mm-hmm.
the second animated one with Miles. And top 3 are third place, the original.
You thought the second Miles was better than the first?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's insanity.
What? No, why?
First one was great.
Yeah, the first
Weird.
one was great. Like, they're all
Second one was
good.
too. I don't know. It just seemed. I don't know. I think it lacked a good villain. The second one.
No.
The what's his name's future Spider Man.
No, it was
I don't think
great.
he was. It was a bit too. It insisted upon itself. Uh, yeah, I think it got too caught up in its own sort of meta kind of its own world and its own rules. I think it lacked a good villain. The
No.
the spider dude, the 2099, whoever he was, I don't think he was because he wasn't a villain really. He was a hero, just at different ends, you know. And the first one had that the what's his name, was it the Prowler?
Prowler. Yeah,
That was
Prowler and
that
Kingpin.
that whole thing was great. That whole reveal.
Oh, yeah, it was good. Oh, hit a little bit better for me, the second one. And, like, as well as that, the animation was already great in the first one. The second one, it took a leap again, and it just looked fantastic.
Oh yeah, the second one did look a bit better. I'll give you that. Yeah.
It looked fucking brilliant. Talking about spending money on animation like that.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
how you spend
those two
good
films
money on
look
animation.
unbelievable. Yeah, so good.
Fucking fantastic. My number 3, third place, is Spider-Man, the original Tobey Maguire. At number 2 is No Way Home, the
Is
one
that the
where
newest
they
one
all
with
come back.
Goblin? Yeah.
Yeah. And my top place is Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's been the best one. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Absolutely.
Clear and far, easy winner for me. Yeah, but some guy on TikTok said, like, don't rank anything else. And I think don't think that's a bad list. I think that's alright.
I mean, yeah. As far as Spider-Man lists go,
But that was that. Spider-Man's very much my niche. I might get you to pick like a series or something of something that you love and get them to rank, and then I'll just put the images on.
oof, tough one. I
Maybe
didn't
it's
really
two.
watch many series.
Yeah, it's got to be something that you like. What's maybe Aliens? Aliens is an easy one, but
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
it might be too easy though because there's a lot of predictable ones in that.
Yeah. I think we all know how that one goes as well.
Yeah.
It's largely agreed upon.
Okay. Anyway, on to Over and Under, our little segment where we talk about a movie that we think is overrated and a one that's also underrated. I'll go first with an overrated one. This is going to shit on a lot of people's childhood, but it's not one that even as a kid I didn't think that greatly about, or it didn't hold that many fond memories for me. or none really, in fact. And it was just more of a film that I was aware of than wanted to watch. It is E.T.
All right. Oh, that's bold.
It is quite bold. Loved by absolutely millions.
Yeah, everybody loves ET.
Everybody loves E.T. and I thought,
You not got a heart.
yeah. But like, I would have let the cunt phone home.
You'd have fucking killed. You'd have killed ET when you found him in the woods. You and your
Yeah,
mates would have beat him to
yeah.
death, getting hammers and
I'd have
stuff, and
phoned the
just paraded to
military and
death.
said, yeah, it's here. Come and get it. Take it away.
Give us an hour so we can fucking kill it first. Drag it all over hide it all over the woods.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it very much. It was a bit of a boring alien, wasn't he? Like, he just tootled around and hobbled about.
He tootled around. He was
He
nice
did.
alien. He was friendly. He was
It
scientists.
was, it was friendly. He just
Science aliens.
science alien, boring aliens. That's what he was. Yeah.
Oh
No, but
no,
I
no.
mean, I've got no hate for it or anything. I know everybody loves it, but it just it doesn't do anything for me. I just think it's a bit overrated. It's not that great. It's just a bit meh.
I liked ET. I didn't like it as a kid. I thought it was intensely boring as a kid because
Yeah,
as a
that's
kid
what
I
I
was
mean.
all
Like when
about
I think
like
about movies I watched as a kid, I wanted to be excited watching the movies. The Goonies is great. Watching that as a kid, fucking,
yeah,
I
yeah,
wanted to go on an adventure. I wanted to go find some treasure.
uh
And then thinking about watching ET, I was just thought,
yeah.
when's Flight of the Navigator on?
Yeah, I didn't like ET because it was a bit unspectacular. Apart from the flying scene, which was obviously great on the
That's not
bikes,
great.
we all wanted to fly on our bike after seeing ET. Um,
I did fly on my
and
bike. I went so fast I flew into a wall and went over the top.
yeah, uh, and it did for me as a kid. For me, it didn't have a bad guy. Like everything I watched back then, I wanted to be like fucking Thundercats. Where it was good guys fighting bad guys.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
was
yeah.
waiting for the bad guy aliens to turn up and ET to kick its ass or something. But yeah, I think it was probably just me being immature and yeah, being a kid.
But that's my overrated. ET. ET is probably a solid, I don't know, 6 for me at best.
6. What does IMDb say about that?
Probably
ET
says I'm absolutely mad.
IMDb 7.9. Low.
Yeah.
I'd have thought it would have been an 8 at least.
And to be fair, that's probably a bit generous giving it a 6. Middle of the road for me. Yeah. Okay. You got an overrated one?
I mean, I don't know how overrated it is, but I do think it is overrated, and that's Interstellar.
Oh,
Even
oh,
though
oh,
even though it's got Matthew McConaughey in, who I love, and I think he's great. I mean, he is great in it, but I just I cannot summon any excitement for that film. It's just a
yeah.
film of nothing. It's like there's like
Oh,
some good scenes. The water planet scene is all right. A load of stuff happens on an ice planet with Matt Damon, and I couldn't give a shit. Um, it's just a film of like just stuff happens, and then he flies into a black hole, and it's actually his bedroom or something. And I got what was going on, but and there's a few cringy bits. Or is it? Love is the only thing that can be measured across time and space. Oh, give over! What a load of absolute tosh.
all right.
Um, yeah, and like the bit with the bit dock on the space station where like that where it's spinning around. Yeah, that was cool, but it was
Yeah.
just, oh, we've got to do this now, and then it was
Uh,
cool and it had good music, and then it was, how we've done that now.
yeah.
Um,
All right. So I need to rewatch it because I haven't seen it since it came out, and I went to the cinema to see it. But I remember coming out of the cinema and thinking that is one of the best movies I've seen.
really, Jesus,
Yeah.
wet.
So I
Nah,
definitely need to go back and rewatch it now and be a little bit more critical.
it was
I
like,
can't even remember a lot of the beats in it. I remember the things that I liked.
yeah, it was. It had interesting like stuff going on, like concepts and things, with not quite time travel, and like and I remember at the time everybody was like, because they had the black hole in it, there's a massive black hole that they find,
Oh yeah,
And
and
at
I
the
really
time, it
liked
was
that
like,
actually
oh,
because
we've
it was the first time like I'd seen a black hole in a movie, and it was like a sphere.
yeah. I just remember them saying, "Oh, we've consulted 50 billion physicists, and they all agree that the black hole in Interstellar is actually 100% scientifically accurate, and all that." It's just like, shut the fuck up, like it's just all this waffle, like all this marketing bollocks that comes flushing out from all this shit. Yeah, and it just fucks me off. Just thinking about it makes me depressed. And again, it was a film where there's not really any kind of immediate threat. Like I know the threat's back on Earth of things going to pot, the environment's fucked and everything. I've tried to watch it again, and I just think, oh, turn this off. I'm bored. I'm bored shitless. It's
Yeah, I
not
think
even
that's what I pissed a
exciting
lot of people
exploration.
off.
It's just, yeah, they find a water planet. It's like sort of, oh, I've had a cool idea for like a planet where the gravity's fucked and the planet's flat and there's only like an inch of water on it because there's a big wave traveling around it all the time. And it's,
Yeah,
yeah, it's an interesting little idea, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's like lots of little things just clagged together. There's not a consistent through thread for me in watching Interstellar. It's just a series of scenes. But yeah,
I'm
and
gonna go back and give it a
everybody
watch.
everybody loves it and worships it.
Yeah, it gets a lot of love. It gets a
It's
lot
yeah,
of
people
love.
go on as though it's like just one of the grandest pieces of work ever conceived, and I think it's the Nolan effect, similar to what was that other turd that he brought out? With the backwards timey people.
Tenant,
Tenet. Oh
Tenant.
fuck me.
Never seen it.
Jesus wept.
Never seen it.
Oh, save yourself some time. I watched it in the cinema, and again, everybody sucks its dick, but it bored me shitless.
Really?
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, you didn't get it. I got it, and it's just not interesting. And it does something at the beginning which completely took me out of the film, and I could never get back into it after that. The main character's introduced, and he
Hmm.
has a little actiony bit, and then he goes to see a scientist because there's people firing guns that seem to work backwards. You fire the gun and the bullet shoots back into the gun.
Right.
Ooh, how does that work? And he goes to see a scientist, and she's explaining this to him, that like how these things work, and it's the basic concept of it is, in the future somebody has made a time machine, and instead of going back in time, it reverses the flow of time for them. So you go in the machine, and when you come out, time looks like it's going forward to you, but you're actually moving backwards through time. So to other people, you look like you're going in reverse because you're heading towards the past. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So, so if you take ammo into this time machine and then reverse the flow of the ammo in guns, then that's how it's supposed to work. The ammo in the weapons moves backwards through time. So to us, it looks like it's shooting back into the gun. And he's a bit confused by it all, the main character. And this scientist woman just says, she says something like, "Oh, don't try to understand it. That's just how it works." I was like, "No, don't just say that. This is the central concept of your film. Don't
You
just
just
don't
take the film as it is.
yeah, don't just say like, don't think about it too hard, because it actually makes fuck all sense. Just
Yeah.
just just watch the cool fight scenes where people are going backwards and people are shooting guns into bullets, and
Ugh.
it's like, again, it's like, oh, that would look cool, wouldn't it, if like fire went in reverse? Yeah,
Yeah.
like how can I make a film around that idea of things going backwards? It's the pair of them. It's a double feature.
It's a double feature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double
I mean,
overrated.
watch Tenet, but it's not very interesting. Robert Pattinson's the best part in it.
Yeah.
He's like a suave, secret, not quite secret agent, but yeah, he's up to stuff in it, and he's I think he's watchable in everything, in anything. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah, he's really swayed me recently, over like recent years. Like
He's cursed with that Twilight shit, the
I
poor fella.
always wrongly as well. I always just associated him with the Twilight movies.
Yeah, everybody does. Yeah, it's
But
been
I
a
mean,
it's been
like,
an
I shouldn't,
albatross.
because everything else that I've seen him in has been really, really strong.
Yeah, he's
Like,
great.
really well
Yeah,
acted.
yeah, he's great and all. He's done loads. He's really good in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good in Tenet. I mean, the main character's good and all. I think it's Denzel Washington's son plays the main character.
All right. Okay.
Uh, Forgetting his name, his first name. Anyway, yeah, it's Tenet and Interstellar suffer the same problems for me, in that it's just a series of interesting scenes,
Yeah.
and the story isn't, that's what's the term? It's not as good as the sum of its parts, I guess. It's just things happening and with no particularly interesting story. Like he goes into a black hole that's been made by future humans for past humans to discover as a way to influence the past. But if they were so powerful that they could create a black hole, surely they could have just done the job themselves. I didn't like Interstellar. I thought it was incredibly overrated. And if
Yeah. I'll
somebody
go
else
back
other
and
than
give it a.
Chris Nolan made it, I think a lot of people wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch it with fresh eyes. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've watched it. A long,
Yeah.
long time. I've got a few. I've given myself a little bit of a list in this week's episode of things to go back and watch. When I'm editing this later on, I'm going to have to write them all down or I'll forget them. And into my underrated movie is, I think we briefly touched on this before, a superhero movie, MCU movie, The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah, gets a bit of hate. Um,
Does it
I
get
don't really
hit?
need it.
I just thought it got ignored completely.
Yeah, it's just like the rankings and the listings that I've done for Spider-Man movies. Whenever I see an MCU one, it's always near the bottom of the list.
Ah.
I don't think it needs to be. I think it's very, very good. I think you get a really decent angry Hulk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
I really
mean,
enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was
yeah,
one of the better films Marvel have shot out.
yeah. Tim Roth it is Tim
Mm,
Roth. It's the Abomination, isn't it?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
he was great. He was great in it. Ed Norton was great in it. I remember being really sad when he wasn't coming back for Avengers and it was going to be with Mark Ruffalo. As much as I like Mark Ruffalo now as the Hulk, I think it's great. I don't think there's a lot I need to say about it. Like everybody knows, everybody's seen it. Everybody knows what the Incredible Hulk is. And I just think it gets a little bit of unnecessary hate. You know?
I
It's
did
not.
not got any hate because I never see anyone talking about it really, and
Yeah,
I thought
hate
it
might
was
be the wrong
rock
word.
solid,
It's not so much that it hated. It's just that it's a bit.
unappreciated.
It's just low on people's lists. It's not. It's not
Mm.
ranked very high. It's just underrated. I think it needs to be rated a little bit higher.
Yeah, it's definitely the best Hulk they've had.
Yeah, the battle in New York at the end was brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant. But all the little battles in it actually, like in the
yeah.
Goonie
The bit at the
campus,
university's brilliant. Yeah,
that's great. When the bridge, the walkway gets fills with smoke, and
yeah. He starts.
you see him vanish into smoke and then burst out and jump in it. That's class. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, You've got this, like when he jumps out, there's like pipe organs playing, and it does
Yeah,
that zoom effect like they had on Jaws,
yeah,
where it does that weird funky zoom where it's both pulling out and zooming at the same time on
yeah,
Ross, and it's like with the pipe organ music playing, it's like proper horror movie stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
I did as well. I did. Incredible Hulk is an 8 for me.
Yeah, I'll go 7.5 just to be a contrarian, because
Yeah.
I think him versus Abomination could have been a bit better at the end.
Oh no, I don't know. That's
Like,
probably one of my best bits in the movie. I don't think they could have done much better. I like how Abomination was starting to get the upper hand. He is a bit stronger. It started beating him a little bit, and then he does something. He sees Betty in danger or something, and
yeah, the helicopter's going to blow up. Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure he does like a Hulk smash and pounds the floor, and then does the thunderclap.
yeah. I just think the one on one could have been a bit longer. They had a bit of a dust up in the street, and then they chased each other while he was after the helicopter, and then it's like the fight's pretty much over after that. I
Yeah,
just think it could have been a bit more of a fist, like a bit more fisticuffs.
yeah,
But it's still great. Yeah.
yeah,
I just think
yeah.
I don't think we've seen. There's definitely a 10 Hulk out there somewhere,
Oh, gotta be,
um,
gotta be,
and I don't think we're
gotta
ever
be.
going to
As
get it.
much as I'm not a big Hulk guy, like I still think Hulk would make a better villain than a hero, so to speak.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
mean, just do something with him,
just do something. Yeah,
for
just do
fuck's
something with him.
sake.
Just make a good Hulk story. I don't think he can. I don't think that's right. I was going to say I don't think you could make a Hulk story without any other characters, but I think you could. I think you just need to be careful about the way you did it. I think you need something else to drive it, to push it on a bit.
Yeah, Hulk's a tough one
Yeah.
to balance, right? Because the character is so strong.
Yeah.
Like you can't just keep throwing friggin' helicopters at him.
No.
Would be to just watch like an extended 20-minute smash up.
Yeah.
There's no peril in
And I
it.
mean, and there is plenty of like Hulk versus stories out there.
Oh god, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, but then you're usually relegating them to second place, sort of like
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to make him the star, I suppose,
Yeah.
because he's kind of the hero and the villain. He's an anti-hero.
Yeah. But that was my under. Have you got an underrated?
Yeah, I've got a few, but I'm going to go with one called Goon. Have you seen it?
Oh, with
With Sean William Scott as the hockey
Sean William
player.
Scott. Yeah, good movie.
Oh, somebody's seen it. Fucking hell!
Good
Everybody I
movie.
talked about this has never seen it.
No, I've seen Goon. Yeah, it's a
Both of
good
them. Have you
movie.
seen the second one as well?
No,
Second one's fantastic and all.
Sean William Scott again.
Yeah, same guys.
Yeah, it's
And
Liv Schreiber as well, isn't it?
yeah, he's Ray. I think he's called Ross Ray or something, or I can't remember. Yeah, second one's great. He comes up against a new hockey player, Goon, who's a complete psychopath. I think he's the guy who plays the evil Captain America in that bloody daft Marvel show. Um, you'll know which one it is.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it. Yeah, and he's like a bad Captain America. He chops someone's head off or something. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I think he plays like a hockey player who's just he's a complete psychopath.
that one with the bad Captain America.
Yeah, he uses his knees like a bad Captain America. He's like a
yeah,
replacement and he's evil or something.
yeah.
Um, yeah, he comes up against him and he has to go and find Liev Schreiber to like teach him how to be a better fighter to take this guy out because he's like a lunatic. He's completely fucked.
All right,
But
yeah,
it's pretty much more of the same, but with a bit more buddy stuff with him and Liev Schreiber.
yeah. That sounds good. I've never seen the second one. I'll have to
Yeah,
hunt it down.
it's called Goon 2. I think it's like Rise of the Enforcer or something like that. It's got like a daft like a subtitle. But yeah, it's more of the same of the first film. It's brilliant. It's really good. But anyway, yeah. But we could do and again another double bill. We do both of them, both the Goon films. I think they're absolutely brilliant. And if it wasn't hockey, more people would have seen them. But I think hockey's this niche sport that doesn't really get much attention outside of
This
Mighty
is true.
Ducks.
This is true.
But yeah, great films. So funny and like they've got a lot of heart. Some good fights, tons of jokes. Yeah, great films.
Yeah, I went through a bit of a phase of watching a load of Sean William Scott's movies. That's how I ended up finding it back in the day when I
Yeah.
first seen it.
Have you seen the one where he's the murderer?
No,
Oh, what's it called? I'll Google it real
never seen
quick.
him play anything other than some like comedy roles or.
Is it House Bloodline? That's what it's called. He plays a serial killer.
Sean William
It's
Scott.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. It's really good. Yeah, can't really say much about the storyline, but he plays a serial killer, and he's the main character of the film. He's not like the villain. He is, but the film follows him on
All
his
right, okay.
serial killing. It's really good. Yeah, it's a great film. 2018 it came out apparently. Can't remember
All
who
right,
else is in it. But
fuck me, I'm giving myself a right old list of films to watch from this week's episode.
yeah, he's really good in it. It's because it's Stifler, like I think that's another person who's been stuck with a
Yeah,
role.
he's definitely got tarred with that brush, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so good in that Bloodline. It's a really great film. I really enjoyed it. No, it's not got very good scores. 6 out of 10 IMDb.
6.
That's good on IMDb though, because it's not really got many celebrities in apart from him.
Yeah,
And IMDb is just like celebrity worship.
I'll give it a look.
50% on Rotten Tomatoes, but one of them fucking idiots know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Bloodline's really good. It was one where I didn't really expect much, and I thought I'll give it a go, and I really enjoyed it. It properly engrossed me.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And on the hockey subject as well, you have to watch Sharzy. I know I've mentioned it a
Oh,
couple
I
of times
know
in the
you've been
chat.
telling me about this Shorzy thing for a
Get it
while.
watched,
Yeah,
man. I think the first three seasons make up like part one of the story, and season four's just came out, but that's like season one of part two of the story.
right.
So
Okay.
you can watch the first three seasons, and it's like it's self contained. It's like it ties off nicely.
Yeah.
If you just wanted to leave it there, and the episodes are only like 20 minutes long, so you can blast
Oh, I'll
you
rattle
can
through
blast a
that.
season out in an afternoon,
Yeah.
and it's brilliant. So many lines, like every line's just a crack. You know,
Yeah.
definitely watch Sharzy if you're into
Okay.
if you enjoyed the Goon, you'll love Sharzy.
Okay. Okay. And I think that's us.
That's
Episode
it.
5 done. Some highlights. Plenty to go at. Plenty to go and watch. Still need a jingle, but
Still do that
the Green
jingle.
Power Ranger will do until I remember Gizmo's tune. Please remember to like, follow, all that good stuff. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week. Bye.
Bye.